Hi, welcome to our video diary for the end of March, beginning of April 2020. The ponies have had the last of their hay, so they're going to have to get by on what bits of grass they can find. Here are the tyres that Muddy Boots has abandoned. Looks like Muggins has got to shift them to where they should be. Ponies don't seem too bothered about not having much grass, and they laze about in the early morning sunshine. I've been given 5 seed potatoes, some first earlies, Lady Crystals. Being first earlies, I have no idea what that means, but I'm assuming I need to get them in the ground or planted soon. The method I'm opting for with these first potatoes is to grow in these small containers, so I'm just drilling some holes to ensure good drainage of the soil. The soil I'm using is a mixture of the muddy clay from the field and worm castings and horse muck from the manure pile. I found another bucket, so I'm just drilling a few holes in that, ready to plant the taters in. So, 2 potatoes in this bucket and 1 in each of the others. Once the potatoes are in, I cover them with about 6 inches of soil. Water, and then I'm going to leave them to drain and leave them in this shed for a couple of days while I prepare their area outside. I've decided to put the potatoes just outside the allotment, so I'm going to cut the grass and prepare a little area to keep the tubs. Once I've levelled up the pallet, I'm going to put the tubs on it. Keeping them on this pallet enables them to drain much better than if they're on the soil, and apparently good drainage is key to good potatoes. I'm also putting on the pallet some pots I found with some plants in. Not sure what they are, but they've managed to survive the winter, so I'm going to give them a chance and see what they turn out to be. While I'm at it, I decide to build a small cold frame or cloche so we can plant some seeds once the weather warms up a little bit. Chuck in some horse muck full of worms and we'll leave it to settle for a couple of weeks and hopefully it'll turn into nice soil to put the seeds in. As well as being well drained, potatoes like to be kept well watered, so I'll water them and keep my eye on them as our first vegetables for the season have been planted. Time to worm the sheep, and I realise I haven't got enough hands for the job, so Jane takes over. Wormer went down the outside of the sheep and over my hands and actually down its throat, but hey ho, it's a learning curve. fallen to its more normal level and is starting to look like the picturesque river that it is. The guttering on the back of the carotid storage shed needs fixing, so we set about moving the stuff around it so I can get to it. We adopt the easy fold-over collapsible method for taking away the Harris fencing. Faulty guttering not only doesn't collect the water, it enables it to seep into the shed. So as soon as we get this fixed, the better all round. So armed with my trusty drill and a few bits and bobs, I set about fixing the guttering. What you're witnessing is precision craftsmanship at its finest. With just the teeniest bodge at the end, which I shall get round at fixing at some point, it seems ready for testing. And no one's more surprised than me, it actually works. What with self-isolating and social distancing and working from home, the coronavirus has put a stop to Jane selling eggs at work. With the chickens routinely laying 8 eggs a day now, Jane comes up with a new idea for getting rid of them. Sadly, no one has even stolen an egg yet. But early days yet, early days. I convinced Jane that we might need some ducks to control the slugs and snails this year, and in a moment of weakness she agrees. So in order to enable the ducks to pop down to the pond, we decide to put an archway through from the allotment area to the pond. We fail to appreciate that ducks are only little, and we make the archway big enough so we can walk through with ease too. With the promise of a bit of sun and the fact that I might need to spend some time sleeping down the field if the neighbours continue doing DIY while I'm trying to sleep, we get the carrot tent out.
Top tip, if you want it to rain, put your tent up.
As the allotment's dried out a little bit now, it's time to mix the soil with the horse muck. So I get out the rotavator and do a bit of rotavating. With the nice weather coming, hopefully the grass will start growing, so we're just moving the sheep out of this paddock to give it time to come back before we allow the sheep back in here. After a day in the big paddock, we move the sheep into a smaller paddock by the willow trees, and fingers crossed they won't damage the willow trees too much. The dog training paddock gets its first mow of the year. Hopefully, as the weather gets nicer, I can start training Blue and Kenzo ready for some trials next year. The willow trees seem to have survived really well, and hopefully the sheep won't damage them. And this is our one remaining oak tree that we planted last autumn.